Kenya played host to the 8th Africa Bank 4.0 Summit, which was held at the Movenpick Hotel in Westlands. The continental event attracted participants from all over Africa who had 5 days of quality engagement on global banking and finance. The Continental Banking event, which is organized by UK-based BII World, saw the Kenya Institute of Bankers play a key role as an event partner and the lead banking institute. The institute marshaled participants from the banking sector in Kenya, who benefited immensely from the conference. Other participants were drawn from the other countries in Africa, as well as the entire globe.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'll start off by saying that public-private partnerships takes both the cooperation, collaboration of private sector and public entities. How do they do this? Or how have we seen it happen? What would I recommend, or what would we recommend? Formation of umbrella bodies and working groups.
That biometrics are the future. And we see that all over the place. We see it in access to mobile phones, to PCs, and it's coming big time, of course, also to payments. And it will go beyond to automotives, etc.
We are using machine learning to be able to detect fraud, but then the fraudsters are also using machine learning to be able to to be able to commit fraud. And especially in the insurance space, fraud is a big thing. If you look at the World Insurance Report for 2021, insurance companies worldwide lost 30 million USD on fraud. So I'm looking at AI in cyber security to be a big thing, and I think that will progress as we go, especially now that since the pandemic we are having working from home. You are connecting to the workplace with devices that traditionally you will not have been allowed before the pandemic.
We need to take care of fraud. I remember the first time that we built a mobile money in Kenya. When we went to the central bank first of all was taken aback because they didn't know what mobile money is at that time. It didn't exist. So simply, they just told us that one of the key things we need is to be sure that the money that belongs to these people is secure. So, which means the transactions are done securely. Then number 3, traceability. We need to have traceability. You need to know where money is coming from and going to who and how it's changing hands.
So the panel really is just to explain to myself, the younger generation that is sitting in rural Africa today and looking out the window to say, this technology that we see, most of it has been on the papers until COVID-19 came in and made it a reality. A lot of us used to feel okay with cash, but then when COVID came in and we couldn't leave our houses, technology became a fallback, and then it became a lifestyle, and then it became a savior. So we saw technology leapfrogging in quantum growth trenches in terms of how we pay, how we save.
Digital financial inclusion, which is different from the traditional financial inclusion, has actually helped Africa and the emerging world in moving forward in terms of providing opportunity for people in the rural areas, and particularly in Africa, where a large number of the population resides in the rural areas, and we have seen the tremendous impact. When COVID came and it disrupted everything, particularly in the rural areas in terms of access to finance and financial inclusion, and it came with its own challenges and the opportunities.
When you look at our typical, I'd like to relate it to our typical person out there in the village, who actually, when you look at what they do, is they would go climb a tree to look for network. What has happened is, in terms of the infrastructure that these telcos have done, is they've put up infrastructure that is driven by solar and wind power to power those places, so that there's better internet, there's better connectivity for these customers of ours.
Is the traditional financial institutions that we know, the FSPs, are they coming on board to drive innovation, to drive growth alongside? Because I keep hearing Safaricom, I keep hearing, fintechs. Like, where are the banks? Are we hand and glove in the ecosystem, or is it going to be let them prove themselves? And then when the lunch has been eaten, then banks will scream. And how does it look like? What's the landscape?
What has happened in the recent past is that there's been a lot of innovation in banks. And as a person who worked in banks before, I would dare mention that we've seen that interface between technology and what you're referring to as traditional banking. Yeah, things have really moved to a level where right now, banks are big in fintech as well, okay? And I think our case in Kenya perhaps more is exacerbated by the fact that the digital transformation or disruption was led by a telecom, okay? As opposed to other African countries, which was led by banks. That background would give the impression that banks were left behind, okay? So I'm of the opinion that indeed, banks in Kenya are really at the forefront of the digital transformation. Okay, and as it is, I know banks which have invested a lot more in fintechs, and they're doing pretty well in terms of innovation and pretty well in terms of ensuring that they're addressing some of the needs that their customers need.
Increasingly, the challenge in the Western world, where some of these concepts are being researched and actively in universities, is no longer how artificial intelligence systems or deep learning systems will help mankind or help us. That's already become an underlying layer in almost everything and anything that we use today on our mobiles, etc. The challenge which is now being researched is how to take it from 95% to real-time 100% inclusion. So there are no biases, there are no discriminations, etc. And all this happens on the basis of the data sets which need to be included into defining these AI systems.
I think what we've seen pick up over the last couple of years is a lot to do with chatbots, AI-driven chatbots that use natural language processing to be able to sort of reply and respond to customers. As of now, it's very basic. The real power will come in the chatbot when the chatbot can answer your question before you ask it. And that's probably not very far away. Depending on the time of the day you're accessing the chatbot, from where you're accessing the chatbot, what you asked the chatbot the last time, what someone with from a particular segment like yours normally asks on a Friday evening, right? So before you even ask the question, you can get an answer. That's probably what's coming.
To crown the conference, the organizer staged an awards ceremony, in which KIB was recognized for its efforts as an institute to promote banking in the Kenyan financial sector and the community at large.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Africa Bank 4.0 Awards, hosted by Network International, presented by BII World. The event is part of the 8th Africa Bank 4.0 Summit CEO exclusive, which concluded a few hours ago. The Africa Bank 4.0 Awards have been constituted to recognize and appreciate the efforts of various organizations, associations, and service providers in the field of banking and financial services. We seek to honor the pioneers and visionaries who are going the extra mile to transform the banking and financial services industry in making Africa's financial services sector the experiences a one of a kind. Various institutions have produced remarkable services since the global pandemic, and various industry leaders have contributed their intelligence, skills, and have demonstrated exceptional leadership to be recognized as influencers, trendsetters, and role models. Through this award ceremony, we aim to honor the organizations that have consistently demonstrated exemplary performances. We admire the great IQs who are coming up with the breakthrough technologies in every aspect of financial services to provide better and enhanced digital banking experiences. Congratulations to the Kenya Institute of Bankers for being recognized for their outstanding contribution to the banking community in Kenya. And to receive this award, we have Mr. Julius Alego, the CEO, and his entire team from the Kenya Institute of Bankers joining us up on stage.
Good. Thank you very much. First of all, I want to appreciate BAII. And Fahad, thanks a lot. Great work. Network International, we want to appreciate you. I also want to acknowledge and appreciate all the corporate members represented today here, the CEO, Bank of India. And I know I have Raphael, also Post Bank, and other CEOs who are here in Kenya, Kenya banks. And by extension, a big appreciation to my team. We are on a transformational journey at KIB, and we hope that we'll be of good service and excellent service to all of you. Thanks a lot and good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Ligo. Thank you very much, and thank you to Kenya Institute of Bankers and to your entire team. Congratulations to you.
As we celebrate KIB for its outstanding role in the African banking sector, we also applaud all the other giants from the African continent who won various awards during the Africa Bank Summit 2022.
Congratulations once again to Abdul Majid and Sekla for winning the award for the African Retail Banker of the Year. Congratulations to Nana S.A. Edun Arkoros, the Divisional Director of Retail Banking with Fidelity Bank Ghana, for winning the award of the Most Influential African Women Banker of the Year. I see a Mambo number 5. Congratulations to Mrs. Mzinga Melu for winning the award for the Most Influential African Women Banker of the Year for the rest of Africa. Mrs. Mzinga Melu is the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer for Absa Bank Zambia.
But this is really big because, we're looking at the whole continent, and I really thank God. So firstly, I just want to thank God for giving me the grace and honor to be able to stand here and receive this award. I'm really receiving this award on behalf of all the women in Absa Bank right across the continent. As women, we face through so many challenges. We face through so many hurdles. We face through so many areas where we think we are good and we know we are good, but sometimes it doesn't always look that way. But for us to be able to overcome and still be able to win awards, this is for you, girl, and just keep going, just keep inspiring, and you will get to the top.
Those were the Banking Leadership Awards, and now within the same section, we move on to the next category, which is to recognize the Neo-Bank Rising Star. This award category was designed based on the fact to identify the upcoming neobanks that promises to provide its customers the convenience and robustness across digital services in banking. Gone are the days we would stick to bricks and mortars banking models when digital has paved its way to conquer financial services. Now, first and foremost, I would like to call back on stage Nishim Chabra, the Regional Vice President of Africa for Netcore, to join us on stage to present the award for the Neo-Bank Rising Star for East Africa. Nishim, please join us up. Congratulations to Asante Financial Services Group for winning the award for the Neo-Bank Rising Star for East Africa. Asante Financial Services Group is based in Kenya, and it's great to have Chidi Okpala, the Chief Executive Officer for Asante Financial Services Group, up on stage to claim the award.
Thank you very much for this recognition. Asante is discreet by design, so I was pleasantly surprised when we were nominated for the award. And it's so heartwarming that somewhere people are recognizing the heavy lifting that we're doing across 4 countries, in Kenya, in Uganda, Rwanda, and now in Nigeria. Striving, working really hard for the over 140 million MSMEs in Sub-Saharan Africa.
The leadership of KIB would like to profoundly offer gratitude to the organizers, BII World, for staging a successful conference. We also would like to thank every banking professional who turned up for the conference. Your participation was invaluable. And we look forward to hosting you at other events, which KIB and its partners will convene in the coming months. To the rest of Africa, thank you for making the event a continental showpiece.